Hello and welcome into Sorare with Laird. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined as always on Tuesday, except last week, by Harry Trades to talk about, well, we're not quite sure yet. We're not quite sure what we're going to talk about yet. We're going to find out. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you to everybody for coming in. Hoodwink, can I claim a podium if I'm this early? That was, let's see, 2 hours and 5 minutes ago. And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Morrow Mammoth, never had the chance to catch the stream live, recently moved to Europe. So first one for me. Congratulations on the move. Thank you for coming in. And Bob Franklin on the podium. So congratulations to you three on that. YK22, it's not an update yet, or am I missing something? Is it live reactions? It's going to be live reactions.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Pigaz said, honestly, they wear me down with these constant changes. Hopefully nothing too drastic, but the leaks make it seem like there's some big changes. I mean, I think we kind of expected some big changes, no? Philly Dilly, what's up? Luis, there's a link, but I can't access it. It's about new season. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Mikey Baston, what's up? This update is probably going to decide if a lot of people play next season or not. Yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of the point. Yeah, all of us to find out. Jack Daniels, what's up? Jimmer! My goodness.
Go on, Jim.
Rare royalty in the house. Speaking of Jimmer, did you see what is happening tonight?
I didn't realize it was tonight because I didn't click it, but I saw there was a scheduled little live stream going on. Yeah.
Little Sorare After Dark for those of you who partake in those shenanigans. So yeah, that's my plan for tonight. Rascal Masaki, what's up? Dobbsy, Duncan, Pico players. Thank God we are still far away from early June to end. Featureman's evening to you, Anya and Scosmo. It has not been released yet. We are left hanging. We are hanging right now. Sean Kennedy, what's up? Ricardo, Neil, Ryan, Walter. Appreciate your kind words there. Get Harry to tell us interesting facts about leeks. And that's Leeks, which is the vegetable. I think it's a vegetable. It's not
I think it is.
Right?
I don't know. I think
is an onion a vegetable?
With I think the washers here. 2 seconds.
Oh, sure. Hold on. Let me just Google this. Okay, yes, leeks are vegetables. Sorry. I wasn't sure if I guess onions. Yeah, I guess they're vegetables too. Anyway, and you're sitting there like, well, what else would they be? And I was like, I don't know. I thought maybe they were just their own thing. Anyway, Moso, what's up? James, feel like Sorare are gaslighting content creators and they won't release today. I don't think Sorare wants to do that. But we'll see. Scosmo said everything's usually released on Thursday. Any reason aside yesterday's link that it was today? Was it mentioned by anyone? I have been told it's coming today. Yeah. Deke, what's up? Using your comforting voices to get me through a run. Ooh, so Deke, I was going to go for a run today, and it started pouring rain as soon as I was like, I'm going for a run. And I was like, that's a sign that I should not run. And so hopefully it's nice and dry for you as well. Levi's or Levis, can you please tell me how you, I think I asked this yesterday. I would prefer to call you Levi's if it's actually Levi's, or Levis if it's Levis. Cooper said, as long as they confirm that all rare K-League goalkeepers are worth 1,000 pounds again, then I'll be happy. I have one. Oh, he might not be a starter. Although you didn't say starter. So yeah, let's do that.
False alarm. Sorry.
Ooh, how about that? The anticipation. We're just anticipating a whole bunch today.
I know.
Sir Cumry, what motivates someone to leak stuff like this? I don't think there's a motivation. I think it might just be, whoops. Holty, what's up? Dig deep, Deke. That's dangerous to say. Haggis said that a leak is just a big, sexy, long onion. Okay. Skate Perez got my investments in with Allison, Salah, and Merritt. Not financial advice. Don Q, what's up? Behab is telling Jimmer to check his Discord. Leeks are the national symbol of Wales.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we used to wear them to school, like a little toy one, like a fluffy one. Whatever.
Huh.
Yeah, like a little pin badge.
So we're almost everything by accident, just the nature of the beast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it works. I don't like to speculate on what works and what happens. So I'm just not going to do that. But yeah, let me just check over on the blog, give it a little refresh.
I do like the conspiracy theorists though. Like I do think it's intentional. I do. I'm of the belief.
What's the point of I guess my kind of thought is, if you leak it and everyone hates it, are you just going to change it? Like, probably not, right?
The last 5 hours, maybe.
Maybe.
There's a reason why
Cancel
it's not.
everything. Never mind.
I mean, I think it's a good way of like gauging, just like the general quick, because like people looking for leaks are usually, people who are tapped in, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
the game. So you'd like to think they could gauge, bits of feedback from that if they were vocal on wherever X or wherever it's visible. So I think there's something to it, but I don't know. I lean towards it's intentional.
So, I'm going to respectfully disagree, if only because I just wouldn't do it myself, and so I'll put it that way. But I will say that I think in terms of like people feedback that's so rare get. I think there are a lot of people who just kind of assume they get it from like what people write on Twitter or like random whales that they talk to and all this stuff. But I've been a part of some like, I guess you could call them focus groups or even like interviews. And some of it is, hey, this is what we're thinking of. What do you think about this? Or, hey, I think there was one, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I'm going to. There was one a while ago about DNPs and basically like, what do you think are the issues with DNPs, and like, what do you think about, what are you like some potential solutions? And this was a couple months back. And I think that stuff is really positive. And that's not necessarily feedback that we all see. And so, when you go on Twitter and everyone's just like bashing it and everyone's like, oh, people are down on Sorare, or it's the sentiment is really bad. And it's like, Twitter is such a small look into what people think about Sorare, and generally it's not positive because like Twitter tends not to be positive. And so I think that they actually have a fairly robust feedback loop that we just don't all know about because they just find specific people that they want to talk to, or maybe they find random people to talk to, but it's like they do actually have like some fairly significant feedback that they get from users. And so this whole idea of leaks because they want to see what people think, I just don't think that's where they get the feedback, I guess. Anyway, sorry. Let me catch up. As someone who used to work on website content, it can be easy to hit publish when you don't mean to. James, that's fair too. Dobsy said leaks and daffodils. Oh, okay. NH, no La Liga, Bundesliga, and Premier League classic comps. We don't know yet. We don't know. Sam said, any validity to the leaks? We don't know. The validity will be established when we see the update, which I just refreshed the blog again, is not on the blog yet. But like, again, it's not, who knows? What's the point? We're all engaged and gathered here to discuss it, I guess. The only thing leakier than Sorare is whichever goalkeeper I put in my priority lineup. That's a great line. It's to find out that they have points that they've forgotten to address. I don't know. It just seems like they'd be making like, well, I guess that's fair. That's fair. Leaks are great engagement bait, but I'm not sure Sorare monetizes engagement. Are there any good alternatives to leaks that aren't toxic to dogs? I had no idea leaks were toxic to dogs. How about that? Gaz said it's called kite flying in politics. Oh, okay. Okay. Anion nailed it. It's to build hype around when the official update comes. I mean, I think there would be hype regardless. Like, and I think I said this, did I say this on yesterday's stream? That I wish they were kind of like more open with content creators about when stuff would be published, just so that there's like a little bit of a lead time. Now, granted, there's obviously some, people who are like, oh, content creators find out and they can make moves and all this stuff, but I mean, it's really not that important. I can rarely remember Sorare dropping news on us and it was a surprise. Normal way is for them to accidentally release it or make it live on the site, then remove it, then tell us all about it. Sir Juju said, in the end, the update is just the base. We all need to wait until July for the prize pools anyway. Speaking of July and prize pools, I had a few people reach out saying like, oh, clearly you'll have PSU fans too on, which is funny because I actually said it yesterday that I liked having them on these announcement streams. But I said to Harry, and granted, or for full disclosure, I did reach out to him, and he is away for work this week, which actually Harry told me before I even talked to Sean. But Sean's response, I think, to all of this is just, it doesn't mean anything until we know the prize pools. And so
I was saying he works his magic when there's numbers involved.
When there's numbers involved, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he tells everybody that it's not worth it, and then he wins the big thing, and then he's like, "Oh wait, maybe it's worth it."
Now it's worth it.
Now it's worth it. Yeah. All right. It's hard to write it, but not pronounced like the jeans brand. All right. I think if you say Levi's, that's going to be perfect. Or that's how I would pronounce what you wrote, Levi's, which is what I'll say from now on. Eddie said, I hope the leak announcement is not being done by the Sorare customer service team. Took them 9 days to respond to my problem and then basically ignored it. I haven't had a customer service issue with them in a while, so you're lucky. I have a 2-week support ticket that's still unresponded to. Wow. Andreas, what's up? Do we have confirmation it's even coming today? We don't have anything public, but I may have been told. For something this big of an announcement, you think they do a live stream announcing the stuff, then release the blog. So actually, I kind of think... What's that?
They used to, right, with Spoon? Come on now.
That's fair. Although I think he only did the big, like, MLB and NBA one. I don't think he did anything with football.
He did.
Really?
There was a studio setup with Spoon talking, and I remember there being soccer involved. Definitely football, 100%.
Wow.
I remember that. It was like when it was like the March update 2 years ago.
We might have to go YouTube hunting for this one.
It was like insane. The production value was
the production on those things is it's nothing says we raised $650 million like high level production. Anyway, David said, I mean, they're not going to change much between yesterday and today. That's sort of the way that I think of it. But that is interesting about what Mike said, that they could just be missing something. And
it was missing the Super stuff. So,
well, we just didn't see it.
Fine.
Yeah. Louis said there will be hype anyway. I didn't know about the leaks, and I'm here and excited to see what's coming. Yeah. I don't think the leaks build excitement at all. Mostly because it feels like nobody actually got excited about it. I'm just here for Harry Jr. Yeah, there we go.
Harry Jr.
Until they still really haven't learned their lesson around communication. 6 years at this point, they never will. I mean, unless this is the plan, unless this is the communication strategy, just because we don't announce it. Yeah, I don't know. He announced, okay, so Spoon said MLS, no big heads.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm making Harry Jr. another bottle a minute just to get him off.
No worries. I mean, we're literally in like time killing mode here, Harry. So Quinny kept on making a face during his earlier stream when he said, we don't know if the announcement is coming, which I took as in the know, wink, wink. Yeah. Love a good spoon-fed update. That's a great line. How did we not come up with that a couple years ago? Spoon-fed update. Yeah. Olaf said, I agree with the customer service team bashing. Basically told me I didn't understand how the game worked despite having played for 4 years. I mean, I don't know the specifics on that. I do think that most customer service people tend not to be like super involved in the platform. Like customer service is like an easy thing to outsource. And those are people who tend not to actually be working on the product. Anyway, Haggis said, odd to drop anything now. Is it not, given that it's now past 6 p.m. in France, or maybe it was more of a lobbed grenade over the shoulder on the way out the door? Who knows? Sorry, something weird in my computer. Rumor has it you're not a Harry Trades member and Laird Patreon member. You'll never podium in the new season. I did hear that as well. Frankly, I'm not even sure the update will even come out until everybody subscribes to my Patreon and Harry's channel. Go over to Harry Trades on YouTube, become a member. Patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird, bottom of the screen there. And then for those listening, Patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. And join. Little as $5 a month. I'm going to give away some cards later this week. Probably in anticipation of maybe vaulting becoming a thing in an update that may or may not be coming at some point. Let's see. Matthias Overbeck. That's a fun name. At the same time, FIFA FC is the best example of how leaks destroy engagement and hype in the long term, since it became the normal thing to have content leak leaked. Engagement slowly died. The more you know.
Yeah, there was like a guy on Twitter, I think, in the FIFA space. Like, he's just like famous for leaking stuff. Like, that's his gig. Yeah. Cats come in now and everything. Jesus. It's a party in here, apparently.
Everyone just trying to figure out the new digs. That's all.
No.
Liam said, little late to the stream, little late to the leak rumors, little late to pretty much everything. You're early, actually, for the announcement. So, Liam, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Mike said, is later this week based on the week starting Sunday or Monday? Harry, what do you consider the first day of the week?
Monday.
Okay. I was going to like really go off on you if you said Sunday.
Yeah. Who does decide that Sunday's the start of the week? I'm sure people do that, right?
I mean, like a basic calendar goes Sunday to Saturday, which like I never really understood. I think you got to be a legit psycho to think Sunday is the first day of the week. It
doesn't feel like the first day of the week.
Surfer said, how long are you willing to go this morning, Sans announcement? Could we get a 3-hour live stream in here? Please. I was actually saying to Harry earlier today that to give you all some inside stuff that I probably should have only shared with my Patreon, because this is very big news. But I stream on a laptop that I can't plug in. And so the length of these streams is fully dependent on how long my computer can last.
Which is an issue. Yeah.
Apparently on computers, the week starts on Sunday. Jesus decided Sunday is the first day. Did he? Did he make a calendar?
It was the Mayans, wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
I'm sure it was.
It was definitely. The famous FIFA leaker was Foot Sheriff. Sorare added him as an affiliate, and he's the reason I'm here. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that checks out now. Yeah,
I have Foot Sheriff on like on my Sorare like Twitter list, and he's obviously not like only he's obviously a foot guy, and so I get so much foot content in my Sorare, and I'm just like, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's Foot Sheriff.
You get like, I'm just looking at his tweets, like they get so much engagement. It's insane.
Yeah. It's
even
insane.
His like Sorare ones get like 100K.
Yeah, like he really plays. Like he actually plays.
Yeah.
He bought like super rares recently and stuff. And they said Saturday, Sunday being the weekend tells you all you need to know about what day starts the week.
This is funny. Foot Sheriff on the June 8th, which is what, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Spoke about like the Arena Global Cup stuff, whatever. And it's like a thread. It's got 89,000 views. Guess how many comments?
2.
1. And I think it's him. No, like genuinely, like I go down to the thread and it's just like him, like, there's 4 tweets basically, but there's no, not one comment, 78 likes, 5 retweets.
Content's hard, man.
Eyeballs.
I guess. So we're playing battery roulette. So you've never had somewhere to go and been. Wait, so you've never had somewhere to go and been king to us? Is that kind to us? No, I usually have somewhere to go. I think the closest I ever got the battery was at like 19% on a stream I did recently. And the reason this is the case, and I'm furious at I was going to say Steve Jobs, Tim Cook at this. So because I use a Mac, something with the new software for laptops, it stops charging your battery at 80% if it stays plugged in for a while. And I didn't notice that before my stream. So I started streaming at 80% instead of 100. And I was like, oh, I'm just not going to be able to make it today.
I'm still amazed that you stream off a laptop. Like I genuinely can't open my Mac, and it's a MacBook Pro, but it's like, let's call it 5 years old. I genuinely can't open it without the heat, like the fans just going crazy. And my thing just like overheats so quick. If I just open like Google Chrome, like I'm not even exaggerating. And I don't do that much. I've never streamed on it. Like it's never been that for me. It's just been like it was like a college laptop / obviously I play Sorare on it and whatever. But like, yeah. And I don't know how yours is still alive.
So mine's a MacBook Pro that does not have fans in it.
Got you.
And it only has 2 USB-C ports in it.
Same. Yeah.
So one is for my external monitor, and one is the splitter that feeds my camera and my microphone.
Got you. Yeah.
And there's no way for me to plug in to charge.
A charger as well. Yeah. the amount of things on this Mac Mini I've got going on though. Like
I was gonna say this.
you've got the cam link, you've got HDMI, 2 USB-Cs. One of them's a splitter to go into the microphone. Then you've got a USB-C splitter into HDMI for the second monitor. You can do it, but it's still not like beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're into wire management.
Despite all of this looking extremely professional, it's quite an amateur situation here.
No, they don't need to know that.
Halligan said, "I'm late. Did I miss anything?" Nope. You're not late if the person you're waiting for is even later.
Okay, it's out. Pranksy's tweeted it. It says, he just said, "Oh my God." So I guess it's out.
I just refreshed the blog and I don't see anything yet. Let's see.
I'm on it. No, I'm not. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm not. Maybe he's pranked us.
I bet they did something.
It would be on
like put it on Discord first.
Yeah, it would be on brand for Pranksy to be pranking us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't see anything yet.
He's just like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's just.
Did he actually was it Pranksy or Jono?
Both. Half a finger each on the enter button.
Oh, it's just the website. Great.
Yeah, I think he's kippered us, hasn't he? There.
Do you think it was a scheduled tweet?
No, I think it's manual with Dan in his Arsenal jersey. Do you think
the update was maybe the update was the friends we made along the way?
I mean, it's not wrong. Definitely not wrong. Do you think we'll get a notification on Sorare first, or do you think it'll be a tweet first? I know Discord's probably first, but I mean, out of those two, I think tweet, right?
I'm gonna guess Discord.
Yeah, fair.
Sheriff is much like Romano. He got so big that most of the comments on posts are now from engagement farming bots.
Interesting.
Random topic. Thoughts on marketing and lack of penetration of Sorare? Not talking about user sales, but like perception and engagement. What do they have to do to be viewed like FPL? I don't know.
I think the whole thing about FPL is free.
Yeah.
Like you can't start there with Sorare, really, can you? So it's like, it's never going to, we all know it's never going to beat that. But even like a variation of it, I just think it's a completely different kettle of fish. Like why try and be like something that's not what you are? Like you're going down a hole that like isn't what we are. Like we're just not FPL.
Yeah.
Simple as.
I think the biggest thing that we kind of forget is that fantasy football in itself is just super niche. Like everyone's like, millions of people play FPL, and it's like, yeah, but like that's worldwide. Even that's just not that many people.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that's many more than we have on Sorare, but I don't know. Paul said, don't you get anxiety streaming and sharing screens in case you leave a Pornhub tab open or the wife's Sorare account? Not really.
I wish I was that mischievous, but
yeah, right. The only thing that I sometimes do is I'll open this stream on YouTube to like make sure it's working, and then I leave it up, or I like share it, and then it's like the double stream. But like, I don't know. Get yourself a dock with a power source. I could do that too. You're right. That's probably what I should do.
Yeah.
LH said, hoping my Premier League Classic is not in the mud. Spent the last 2 weeks getting rid of all my limiteds and moving to rare.
I don't think moving can ever be a bad thing, really.
Has the brand Sorare become synonymous with its past? Does the name effectively describe anything about the game? So I feel like we're asking two like counter things here. Like, this is kind of the expectation that people know what Sorare is and don't like it, while we're also saying nobody knows about Sorare.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the brand name matters at all, to be honest.
I don't, but like every time I've like had to mention it to like people, that aren't in the space at all, like I don't know, friends or family or whatever, like it is quite hard to make the connection. Like I know we just go, oh, Sorare, like we get why it's kind of called Sorare, but not that they're asking specifically like why is the name that, but when they go like, oh, what do you do, and I'll say, and they're like, and I'll tell them, yeah, it's on a a platform called Sorare. It's just like, what? Like it's just there's just no connection. Yeah, this is quite empty in that sense, like that part of the conversation. So but I don't know how that changes without you changing the name. So
yeah, if they said FPL has the Premier League itself behind it, it will never be like FPL. I think that's true too. There's just kind of like
it's like embedded. It's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was saying it gives it some sort of
like
legitimacy because it's like the league's actual.
Yeah, people on Sky Sports News talking about it and shit. It's just like, it's just different.
Millions of people create a team on day one and never log in.
Exactly.
Tom said FPL is the dumbed down version for the masses, or whatever masses is for fantasy. You can't be both the most popular and the most complicated. I think that's right. Eddie said I stopped playing FPL because it was too basic and became too popular. I like that. It became too many people are playing. It's called so rare because winning a nice card is actually so rare. Love that. Josh said, do we really want more people though? Actually, really. Not the extended E's, not the extended L's. Sure, that opens up the capacity for more higher cash prizes, but I just don't see it scaling particularly well. I disagree. Not that it doesn't scale well, but it just everything becomes more expensive. David said, told people in Discord that their essence would roll over for the next season and forgot that Sorare might just change the game so your 500 essence is no longer a T1. Domsey said, FPL is only fun with your mates. Sorare is fun because you get rewarded for beating other users. FPL is just bragging rights. So when I first pulled this up, I thought that Domsey was saying Sorare is fun because you would get rewarded for beating FPL people. And I was like, oh, wait, that's not what he wrote.
But that's the part that Sorare is missing. Like that, like I want to beat my friend at Sorare. That, the whole, Scott's mentioned that before, with the whole like social element.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really what people want, or they just want to compete against fewer people. Like, I wonder if the arena is enough.
It's a great start, I think. But imagine if you could do like private arenas. Like, there's no way we're not doing that. Like,
well, we don't have any word. Maybe maybe that's the section they didn't include.
Hopefully.
Dan said, sorry, joining late. I couldn't find anyone talking about crafting changes from the leak. I saved essence against all instinct, and am I now cooked for next season? I don't want to talk about the leak that much because like the real one should be coming out any second now. But it sounded like they were going to go closer to what MLB does, which is you just craft at one level and you get what you get. And but then you can use like additional essence to either find certain things out, like position or something like that. And eventually you can still get a star.
It's basically like blackjack. You play a main hand and then you've got side bets.
And then you got side bets. Yeah, that's like
it's not too far away.
There was something about 3 cards being down and you could choose one of them. And I don't know.
Yeah.
MDJ, what's up? I'm so confused about whether the gameplay update is out or not. Last night it was out, but then it wasn't. Now Laird is just doing a stream about it, but I've still not seen an announcement. No announcement yet. No announcement yet. We've been here for 30 minutes already. 200 people are watching right now, Harry.
Are you serious? Wow.
Let's see how many likes we have. I'm going to call everybody out for not liking it. This is where I pull up the stream on the stream.
Yeah, I'm doing the same on my other.
61 likes. Come on, people.
Yeah,
200 of you here and 61 likes. Here's a fun question. What would be the level below limited be called where we have 10,000 cards each year? I remember before limiteds came out, we were all convinced they were going to be called uncommon. And then when they came out with limited, we were like, oh, that is better.
What is it? I can't. Limited is 1,000, isn't it? I don't know why I'm just blanking. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, 10,000 cards a year.
It's a lot.
Like they'd be a penny.
Yeah. If
that. They said Sorare represents fantasy so much better than FPL, though. Even comparing to other official league fantasies, Bundesliga and Fantacalcio are ages ahead of it, but Prem is so massive that they're number one. Yeah. DNP
It's
Donkeys
fantasy.
eating Nando's. That sounds
nice.
good.
I'm very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that though, I am going to Atlanta next weekend, and they have one there.
Really?
Yeah, apparently they do. I've never been, but I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Nando's is one of those weird things that like I only know about from streaming about Sorare. How about that?
Yeah.
And know that they're not here, but it's like everybody speaks about it so positively that I was like, I need to go to Europe so I can go to Nando's.
You probably do before going to the US version. I think there's ones close to you, actually. I'm sure there's ones in like...
Really?
Yeah. There's ones up by you for sure. I think Virginia's... not Virginia. Georgia's the closest, like, where I'm at, but...
Really?
Yeah, go to their locations on their main website. You got it.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Yeah, 120 High Street, Dunwoody, GA.
Harry, I'm going to Virginia later this month.
Wow.
Maybe I'm going to Nando's.
They got multiple.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I thought
Basically
I was
McDonald's.
say, right. That's kind of wild. I didn't think there was that many there.
It's probably not the same though.
Well, I will say the fact that it's like all in one, as in like there's no like US version of the web. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all in one makes me feel like you could strike quite lucky there. It might be this like as good as the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I can view the menu. I'll tell you exactly if it's the same now. It's not the same.
I'm guessing a lot more deep fried stuff here. So
no, you're good. In same like half chicken, quarter chicken. You can get like a boneless. They call it a butterfly back home, but they just call it boneless breast out here, which is I guess the same. Thighs, which is the best part
by far.
Yeah, chicken thigh. Oh, see that's interesting. They do chicken skewers out here, which, as far as I'm aware, they don't do in the UK unless it's updated. Yeah, you can get wings as well though. Wings are good. Peri peri wings. Yeah, it's as good as the same.
Okay.
So you're going, yeah?
I guess I need another reason to go to the UK. Ben said if we had private arenas, I could move Essence from my dog's account to my main. That's a great line. Your Essence isn't going anywhere. It's just different how you craft it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the honeymoon phase will go fast with Arena once everyone prioritizes it. Maybe.
But you need the Essence to do it. Like it's not...
right.
It's not a poor man's game. It's not a poor man Essence game. You know, you do need a lot of Essence.
Should I be buying super rares now before this update breaks and prices absolutely rocket in about 10 minutes? That's a good question. Not financial advice, but I don't know why. I see it seems like a risk-free endeavor to me.
I mean, you can buy the cheapest super rares up now for like £1.50, I think, if we're vaulting. £1.50 on the dot, yeah.
What's the cheapest unique you think? $100. Really? Look at Ashley Young. Scosmo, didn't you have an Ashley Young unique at one point or just a super rare? Man.
You're on in season there as well. Go.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My fault.
Yeah.
$2. Jetro Willems. He was a DFS or DraftKings star for a while.
Yeah, he's a PSV boy.
Leardam. I had Leardam big head card for a while. Actually might still have that card.
Ismail Assad. Wasn't he playing for Cincinnati last year?
Assad?
Different? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he was. He literally,
Really?
game week 25. When was that?
You get a Carlos Vela super rare for
That's
$3.26.
Ronaldo Augusto. He was a good player back in the day.
I owned this guy for a while. I think I won him though. Gabriel Hausch.
Toby Alderweireld.
Did he retire?
I think so.
This got to be the only reason he's that cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'd love an update. I'd adore an update right now.
Ooh, I like this. For the new scarcity, call them centis because they all cost a cent. Ooh, Graham said Nando's is overrated.
I mean, yeah, it does get that. Like, yeah, it does get that sort of like opinion, just because like it used to be super cheap, and they've, with inflation or whatever, food prices have just gone through the roof, and so have Nando. So, they've basically doubled in the price in like 10 years, which makes sense. But at the same time, like, you're getting the same plate. We're in. Let's go.
We are here.
What did it come out on first? Did you just tweet? Did you just type it in?
I went to this homepage and it was there on the...
Because it's not been tweeted yet.
Right here on the latest news.
Wow.
All right, game on. Let me make us a little smaller so we could all appreciate what we're reading here.
Come on.
I'm just going to read it because...
Video.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. We've got Spoon-esque.
Should we... Hold on. I got to... can I do this? Hold on. I want to do it so that I can... so
the sound. Yeah.
I got to share it differently. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. All right. This is very exciting. Okay, game on. Imagine watching later.
Get ready for Sorare 26, where you, the managers, take center stage and have more ways to win than ever. Here is your first look at exciting gameplay updates coming next season. First up, Hot Streaks goes global, and they're coming to Europe. Yes, thresholds are reborn and they reward your individual performance. Hit the points target for cash rewards every game week. On top of our Beat the Game mode, you'll also battle it out against other managers in our 25-26 competitions, where of course top performances means top cash prizes. Stay tuned for an update on the leagues that will get their own dedicated competitions. Managers, we've heard you, your creativity will be rewarded with brand new lineup bonuses. Boost your scores for staying under a cap and by using players from different clubs. Classic is getting a full refresh in Sorare 26, giving you more control, more strategy, and more ways to win. First up, Classic competitions will feature 7-player lineups, giving more depth to your gameplay. Classic will now also run on its own competition structure, fully separate from in-season. Compete with your 7-player lineups in All-Star, Under-23 and Champion Europe competitions. But of course there's more. You can play your Classic cards in our now permanent arena competition every game week. Expect big special arena events with boosted rewards and cash prizes in Sorare 26. And finally, sealing is loved by managers who play Sorare MLB. So we are adapting it for the football game. You can choose to seal Classic cards and earn boosted rewards. SO7, Arena and Sealing, every decision counts in Sorare 26. Now let's talk daily. Daily gameplay is getting a full major upgrade. Daily Picker will evolve into daily missions, packed with fun challenges tied to the biggest matches of the day, and loaded with bigger rewards. Every day is a chance to win. Since shining over time is never easy, we're also launching long-term competitions. Will you become the manager of the moment and win unforgettable prizes that only Sorare can offer? It's not just about one weekend, it's about the dynasty you're building. In Sorare 26, you're at the heart of the game, with more ways to win than ever. Before you go though, a big thank you to our community. If you played Sorare Pro this season or before, get ready. Loyalty reward boxes are coming your way. Call it a thank you for being part of this football community.
What do you think's in the reward box?
Do you think it's physical or digital?
I was going to ask the same thing, and I was like, it's just a box of cash.
I think it's digital. I'd be shocked if they've got the logistics to send.
No,
no chance. So I'm going digital, and I'm saying, yeah, market credits, a badge. I can't think of what else that could be digital and fun outside of cash cards. It'll be a banner. Fair. Or XP, Essence. Yeah, I guess it could be a whole variety of things. By the way, I did have to jump forward though and check if the link to the Super thing's working, and it's not.
Okay, well, just because we're not there yet. They're waiting for us, Harry.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. There was a comment. Where did that? Smooth Boy said, wasn't it just said by the CEO of the company 2 weeks ago that SO7 might be tested next season, but that's it? Now the whole classic is SO7 with 0 tests prior. Did feel like that was worth calling out because yes, they did. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they said that we're actively working hand in hand with partners so we can expand the list of in-season league-specific competitions, adding to the Prem, Bundesliga, La Liga, and MLS, which will, of course, remain part of Sorare's core competition offering next season. The use of, hold on. I just want to see if, I don't know if Mike Baston is here. but Mike loves to remind us that MLS is considered a core competition, and yet they did late swap after they said they would never have late swap for core competitions. And so I just wanted Mike to know, I hear you, Mike. Anyway, can't reveal the full structure yet, which I feel like is kind of the point of the blog, but whatever. But we're fully committed to unveiling it ahead of the season launch. Harry, do you think we get more than Serie A and Liga 1?
I'd be shocked if we did. I can't think of anything else that would be like massively important on their radar personally.
You don't think we get like in-season Jupiler or Eredivisie, Austrian Bundesliga, SPFL?
Maybe. I don't know. The fact that like Challenger and Contender are going, it seems like, could mean that that's a thing. So yeah, I wouldn't rule it out for sure.
What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to make a joke that they were going to have SPFL just SPFL in season, but based on their rules of the unmatched or overmatched matchups, where like every Celtic game is just excluded from the SPFL in season stuff.
That would be amazing.
Amazing, right? Anyway, Sorare 26 delivers more ways to play and more ways to win. Just a reminder, we are barely halfway through 2025. But anyway, we heard your feedback and we've taken everything you loved and made it bigger, bolder, and better. You love the beat the game format. I actually don't. You love thresholds. I did. You loved MLS hot streaks. Nope. So we're going all in. It's you versus the game. Hot streaks are expanding to all in-season comps and limited and rare, including Prem, Bundesliga, La Liga, and more. I emoji. Stay tuned for the full competition reveal coming soon. Hit the points targets to earn cash, climb the levels, unlock higher prizes as you progress. I think the cool thing about these is like once you hit 5, you get your access to like the bigger competition. That I think
is mentioned that streaks. Like, is that even part of this part of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, if they mentioned that
that's part of hot streaks, but you're right. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like we said, full competition reveal coming soon, Harry. And here's more big news, managers. I don't know why they capitalized it, but whatever. Sorare 26 in-season lineups with 4 in-season cards and 1 classic will also be eligible for hot streaks. You can now use your classic card to compete for both leaderboard prizes and hot streaks. A bonus surprise! This change will also apply to Major League Soccer hot streaks, starting from the July 25th through 29th game week.
Great timing to buy a bundle off Fripp, wasn't it? Of Evanders and Hannies, and I can't remember who else did I buy. McGlynn's, Bernadeschi's.
All the point thresholds, level details, and reward breakdowns will be revealed closer to the season launch in July. Lineup bonuses. We heard the feedback of managers looking for more variety and strategic depth in lineup building. So instead of adding restrictions, we're launching something more flexible. We're rewarding skill and creativity. I'm not going to debate that right now. Starting next season, every lineup in permanent competitions, in-season, and classic can benefit from lineup bonuses, small but meaningful bonus score boosts that reward creative squad building. So basically, if you stay under a 260-point cap, you'll get some sort of bonus. And if you don't stack more than 2 players from the same team. So all you goalkeeper defender stackers like myself, don't worry, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I don't like the 260 one. I think it's pointless, personally.
Agreed.
It's too low, isn't it? If it was like...
Well, it depends what the bonus is.
Right, but I just think 260 as a number's too low. Because if, you know what I'm saying? L15 of 60s times 5 is 300, right? Like if you had like the best card in every position, just call it.
That's fair.
You know, it feels too low. I don't know, but whatever.
These bonuses won't be mandatory to succeed. They're not meant to give you a significant edge. Instead, they'll serve as a boost, a few percentage on your total score for managers who enjoy a challenge. What's funny about that is that, like in limited, I bet a 2% boost will move you up hundreds of places.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Hold on one second. Sorry. Anyway, the idea, more lineup variety on the leaderboards, more utility for lower tier cards, and more paths to the top without punishing managers that stay loyal to one club. Yes, your favorite club stacks are still super competitive on the leaderboard, depending on the club, of course. Wink emoji. Yeah. As you may have noticed, we're conducting an initial lineup bonus test during the Club Global Cup competitions. Please note that the percentage values we're using are not final for next season.
Okay.
We're using the Club Global Cup as an opportunity to test, gather data, and collect feedback before finalizing numbers. Scoring matrix tweaks. We'll be making a few small adjustments to the scoring matrix ahead of the next European season. They'll be limited in scope, but their goal is to even better reflect real-life performances. They're considering removing the negative decisive for a goalkeeper conceding 3 goals, which I love. Share your feedback on X and Discord regarding the changes you'd like to see. I imagine everyone will go back to the whole penalty conceded if it's not converted thing, but we'll see. Full details will be shared at the end of June, early July, so up until July 9th. And the changes will go live when the first European games restart at the end of July. All right, new ways to play and win with classic cards. We heard your feedback on the classic gameplay, which I'm not sure, who knows what it actually was. And Sorare 26 launches new ways to play and win rewards with classic cards. The mirrored competition structure wasn't delivering an optimal experience. Basically, classic was too hard. So for Sorare 26, we've rethought classic from the ground up. Classic slot in in-season competitions and hot streaks, so you can still use one. And a brand new classic structure, SO7. Goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 mids, 1 forward, and 1 extra. Feels a little disrespectful to the forwards, but whatever. Play with 7-player lineups. We heard the community's feedback and the desire for more strategic depth in classic competitions. The 3 permanent classic comps will now require 7 players. We'll share the exact formation, the exact lineup formation closer to launch, even though they have this graphic here that seems to show it. Welcome to All-Star, U23, which survives for another year, and Champion Europe, which is the top 5 leagues only. This structure offers several advantages. Before I continue, Harry, I'm going to say what you told me the second I told you this earlier. But anyway, with All-Star now permanent, your cards will have utility every game week across all covered competitions on Sorare. As long as enough games are scheduled, of course. We know how much you enjoy playing with the youngsters and stepping into the shoes of the sharpest scouts, and U23 will be part of this structure. Champion completes this classic structure, ensuring you still have a competition where you can mix your top cards from the top leagues to battle on the leaderboards. This new competition structure allows us to make the leaderboards more rewarding, and to reward a higher portion. This new competition structure allows us to make the leaderboards more rewarding while also rewarding a higher portion of the lead boards. Might want to spell check that one. Anyway, in July, we'll share the exact rules that determine whether a competition opens during a game week. To ensure managers have time to adapt, MLS Classic will remain in place for the rest of the 2025 season. We're keeping this format so the update doesn't disrupt competition mid-season. So
MLS is going after this.
Classic is gone after this season. Yeah. With Sorare 26, we're evolving Classic. The old structure had become increasingly competitive, less enjoyable, and didn't deliver the rewards to match. Instead of stretching the current system, we've introduced a new direction that gives Classic its own identity, with more choice, more strategy, and more ways to win. The SO7 Classic competitions are more rewarding in essence and reward a larger portion of managers. Before I continue, Harry, what was the first thing you said to me when I mentioned SO7?
Was it DMPs? Yeah. So good luck.
DMPs weren't bad enough with SO5. Now we have 2 more players who might not play.
Yep. Yeah, that's a bit brutal. I mean, yeah, we did kind of not so much ask for it in this manner, but I guess SO7 was definitely flirted with for years now, in some capacity. But the fact that it's just jumped in to Classic, which is 80% of the cards on the platform from not being tested like they said they would test it, is a bit weird. I got to admit. So that one's a bit strange. Champ cards have their own little place, although you could play them in All-Star as well. But then Challenger, Contender go into All-Star basically. So that's all they can do. And under 23, I guess. Yeah, fair. And no podium cash. That was mentioned in the blog on the leak yesterday.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. It's still
maybe. Actually, I have no idea if it's later.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm seeing a couple comments, and we're going to go through this, and then we'll catch up on the chat. But the one thing that somebody was saying, how like there are fewer places now to play classic Bundesliga, La Liga, and Prem cards, because like we already could play them in All-Star.
Got you.
So
but
we're
how
going
many
from
All-Stars?
like a Bundesliga card could be played in All-Star,
Right.
Bundesliga, or Champ, and now it's just All-Star and Champ.
And under 23.
If they're under 23.
If they're under 23, but how many? Yeah, because can't we? I know we're jumping ahead, but short. You can get more. Like normally it's 2 All-Star positions, right? Like places to play. I'm guessing that goes to 3. Not that really makes up for it, but you know.
I guess the other thing is that, and this doesn't make it like it doesn't give you more lineups, but you also need 2 more. Like,
got you. Yeah. 2 more mids and defenders, basically.
Yeah. Anyway, the arena will also play a central role in the classic experience, offering fresh rewards, flexible formats, and new gameplay dynamics. It's a change built for better competition and more fun. Read on. Classic competitions will also feature lineup bonuses, adding even more strategic depth. So your classic collections and stacking will also now be weaker. Please note that First Division podium rankings in All-Star U23 and Champion Classic will not reward cash prizes. First Division podium rankings. Are we doing divisions in All-Star? I guess U23 and Champ have them already. Anyway, we are introducing more exciting ways to compete for cash with classic cards through the arena and special events. Furthermore, winning Essence in classic competitions will become a more compelling experience. We'll also ensure that managers can vie for the best real-life rewards like merch, tickets, and jerseys with their classic cards. More details below. Arena is now permanent. You love the arena mode, and now it's here to stay. Arena is now a permanent competition mode running every game week, including midweeks for limited, rare, super rare, and unique. It includes anytime entry. In limited and rare, you can submit lineups before the game week starts or enter throughout the weekend to jump into newly created arenas. There are unlimited arena entries now, which is not really true. You're just limited by the essence that you have to use. And 5% of rooms will be golden. Did you have something to say? I look like I cut you off there.
No, I was just looking at what someone said in the chat there. Was I can't actually pinpoint it, but the fact that like, you know, classic cards have, you know, way less places to play now. And I know their argument would be, well, you can play them in arena, but
you have unlimited places to play them in the arena.
Right. Unlimited if you have unlimited essence is what that means, doesn't it? You have to have unlimited essence to play unlimited lineups, basically. So
as we continue testing throughout June, we'll reveal the final arena details, including essence requirements, room sizes, and more closer to the season launch. But we're not stopping there. Next season, we're planning special arena events with boosted rewards, specific rules like league-specific arenas, there we go, and higher and lower cap modes and cash prizes.
No under 23 arenas? Come on.
What'd you say?
I said no under 23 arenas. Where's the creativity? Come on.
Your whole quest to win cash with U23 cards. I love it. Just love it. Anyway, sealing, meaning SEALING, not CEILING. Seal your cards, boost your rewards. You may already know the concept from Sorare MLB. Now an adapted version of sealing is coming to football. Imagine having a personal showcase of your most prized cards, a collection that's uniquely yours. With sealing, you can now lock cards as part of your legacy. Part of your legacy. Once sealed, these cards become untouchable. They can't be sold, traded, or used in competitions. However, they help you level up your sealing level, which comes with powerful in-game benefits. By sealing your cards, you earn boosted rewards in both classic and in-season permanent competitions. The more cards you seal and the higher tier quality, the bigger the percentage bonus applied to your leaderboard prizes, including both cash, credits, and essence rewards. Now, MLB does not do that. They do not give you more sealing bonus based on quality.
Just
quantity.
Yeah.
While Legends and Coaches cards cannot be used in Sorare 26 competitions, you can choose to seal them as part of your legacy to earn boosted rewards. Once sealed, Legends and Coaches cards will be treated as high-tier cards, giving them one of the most significant impacts on your reward bonuses. So everybody's going out and buying Legends cards now. And this is just the beginning. We are exploring new ways to reward sealing beyond leaderboards, including unlocking exclusive gameplay features and more surprises tied to your sealing level. We'll share full details on how sealing works later this summer, including when and how you can unseal your cards if your strategy changes. Sealing is here to give you more utility for your cards, more control, and celebrate your legacy with more rewards. So one thing that they do on MLB that they didn't announce here, and maybe they will later, is player loyalty. So like you get a boost if you have like 5 seasons of whoever, Pedri, if he even has 4 seasons of Pedri, and you seal the 3 older ones, like your new one gets a bonus. Multi-entry and division structure. In Sorare 26, managers will still be able to enter 3 lineups in each competition in in-season and classic. And another brand new feature, managers will be able to unlock a 4th entry, but details will be shared in July. All permanent competitions will continue with 3 divisions in limited and rare, ensuring meaningful progression as you compete against managers at a similar level and fight your way to the top. We'll reveal how lineups will be allocated across divisions in July. That's interesting that they don't just carry over.
Say that again, sorry.
It says they'll reveal how lineups will be allocated across the divisions in July, as if like we don't just carry over. Like
if we're in D1 now, we might not be in D1 later.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Anyway, daily and multi-game week gameplay changes. More to play for every day, every month. Next season, we're adding even more depth with 2 new layers of gameplay. Daily gameplay is getting a major upgrade. The daily picker will evolve into daily missions packed with fun challenges tied to the biggest matches of the day and loaded with bigger rewards. Here is what's coming. Scarcity-specific daily missions. Compete in any scarcity and win rewards from that scarcity. Expanded rewards beyond just 200 XP for a decisive. We're adding more valuable and varied prizes, which I feel like they announced when they announced the daily thing anyway. And mission variety. We're adding more mission types. They won't be limited to scoring any decisive action anymore. As missions are getting a revamp with better rewards, we're introducing the lister play rule. Player cards listed on the market will no longer be eligible for mission selection.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that cards that are in active lineups will be eligible?
It should be.
You say that, but like MLB has like daily competitions and you cannot use cards that are in game week lineups in those.
Wow. It'd be rough if they weren't, but yeah, if you said it's not in.
It's more like, do you hold out good cards for the mission that's happening on Sunday?
But we don't know what it is, type of thing.
Missions will be a key focus of your Sorare 26 experience. The mission interface is getting a complete refresh to make it more visible and central to your gameplay. They'll now be categorized into 3 groups: play, which is gameplay missions like hot streaks; collect, scouting and collecting missions; and connect, referral-based missions and rewards for completing challenges with your friends. Okay. And now the championship. Dominate the championship and prove you're the best. Since shining over time is never easy, we're launching long format challenges that celebrate the managers who consistently perform across multiple game weeks. Become the manager of the moment and win unforgettable experiences that only Sorare can offer. It's not just about one weekend. It's about the dynasty you're building. We'll regularly run multi-game week competitions featuring cumulative leaderboards across multiple game weeks designed to crown the best performing Sorare managers. Full details near the beginning of the season. And the rewards, think money can't buy once-in-a-lifetime VIP experiences designed for the very best. Like going to Anfield for the 3rd time. What we can share already is that these competitions will be open to cards from any season. That means even more utility for your classic cards, which can help you win those precious rewards. We're also evolving special events. With the permanent launch of Arena Mode and a dedicated classic competition structure, we're moving away from a fixed monthly calendar. Starting this season, special events won't follow a set schedule. Instead, special events will surprise you, bringing fresh challenges and celebrating key moments as they happen. Nothing says scouting for the long term like being surprised with a special event. Popular events tied to big football occasions like European nights or international breaks will, of course, return. We'll also introduce special arena events for special formats, rules, and bigger rewards. And for something new to look forward to every day, daily missions will now play a bigger role in offering fresh gameplay to complement the core competitions. From league launches to special edition card drops and other milestone moments, keep your eyes peeled for special events, To give you a full picture, here's a visual overview. Which doesn't feel overly helpful to me. But here it is. Ricky said, pretty sure you can use cards in missions and lineups in MLB. You can do it in missions, but you can't do it in the daily gameplay. Anyway, here's the crafting part that some people were asking about. It's been 1 year, since we first introduced Essence and the Card Factory, major innovations that transformed how you build your club and collections. Since then, we've listened closely to your feedback and are ready to deliver a fresh, more exciting crafting experience in the 2025-26 season. Next season, crafting will become a thrilling experience designed to give you more control and an even more enjoyable reward experience. As mentioned in our winter gameplay announcement, the Card Factory will open a few weeks after the start of the European season. That's to make sure all tiers are set. Full details will be revealed in early July. But here's a sneak peek. 1 fixed essence requirement, no more multiple milestones. MLB is 1,000 XP, but they also reward XP differently. But that's all they have. When crafting, you choose from several face-down cards, adding suspense and strategy. Sounds like the river in Texas Hold'em. Use Essence to reveal characteristics of the cards before you pick, like their leagues and nationalities. This is going to be offensive to everybody who likes this league, but I'm just picturing like you spend 10 Essence and it like J League, and you're just like, oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I was saying, let me spend an extra 100 Essence to put that back.
Each time you spend Essence to craft cards, there's a fixed chance you'll hit a lucky draw. A lucky draw gives you better guaranteed rewards, like a guaranteed tier 0 card among the face down cards in the set, for example. Could you imagine if you had 2 tier 5s and a tier 0 and it tells you that you missed?
That would be brutal.
Great for content. All the exact details on the new Essence economy, odds, and rules will be revealed in July ahead of the new season. Super rare and unique gameplay key updates. There is a blog. Let's go. Maybe. Oh, wait. Did that just bring me back to the blog?
There is a blog, but it's in like French or German right now.
Oh, good. We haven't covered all the details on upper scarcity gameplay in this blog. For a deeper dive into the key gameplay changes for super rare and unique managers, be sure to check out our dedicated blog here, which, looks like it might be in French. Yeah. Which Google could translate for us momentarily. We've been listening. Oh, wait. Sorry. I didn't realize that didn't change. With Sorare data now offline, is it? We know our most engaged managers are looking for improvements to key parts of the scouting, trading, and lineup building experience. I feel like this is exactly what Dan tweeted out yesterday, a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is what they're working on. Persistent filters across pages, increased visibility of stat breakdowns like L15, L40, all around and decisive, stat graphs with L15 view, pick scores, which are really power grades, and starter percentages shown across player pages, advanced stat filters, card price graphs on card pages, average sale prices per scarcity, full transaction histories, which will be quite nice, past manager trades visible in the gallery profiles. That's interesting. Additional card data and market depth improvement, and continued improvement on notifications. This is just the start. We're going to have fun. That's it. All right. This is the same blog. Hold on.
I managed to get it in French. Yeah, you could manage to get it in French, didn't you? The super part.
But we can just let Google translate it into English. Sorare 26 marks our most ambitious gameplay yet. More ways to play. For an overview. Okay. Please note these updates do not apply to MLS. As the MLS season is already well underway, we have decided not to change this competition to avoid disrupting the current strategies. The updates will apply to J League and K League, as unlike MLS, these leagues are part of a regional comp. This change falls within our gameplay window, and it offers several advantages for these cards, higher XP bonuses, and access to greater rewards. These leagues will therefore fully benefit from the new system implemented with Sorare 26. I don't think that... So, like, everybody that bought in-season J League cards to play in-season
contender
All my Argentina cards in season are now just dust.
Yep.
Great. In Sorare 26, we've completely redesigned the structure of super rare and unique competitions to make your gameplay experience more exciting and, more importantly, more rewarding. Based on your feedback and our analysis, one thing is clear: the gameplay model that works for limited and rare isn't suited for higher scarcities. In super rare, the rewards in gameplay lack dynamism, and in unique, the lack of variety in comps made competition less challenging. So in 2026, super rare and unique competitions are merged. Managers will now play on the same leaderboards for bigger rewards. This feels already like it's fucking crazy. Sorry for swearing. We also made sure that classic unique cards have more utility in in-season competitions and that super rare cards benefit from much more competitive and interesting prize pools. With this change, no gameplay advantage is given to a unique card over a super rare. Wow. But be warned, unique cards offer reward boosts. The key is flexibility. You can choose to play only super rares, only uniques, or a mix of both. Each option has its own advantages. What do you think about that right away?
Well, I looked at the French one and translated in a minute. There's like so many different permutations. Like if you play 3 super rares and 1 unique and then 1 in-season super rare, you get this. And it's just like, it's fucking confusing, man.
We are super excited because this new system allows more interesting rewards, more managers rewarded in the rankings, a real progression path between super rare and unique. You will be able to earn unique rewards with your super rare cards and increase usefulness of your classic cards. No, like genuinely, how many people were looking for real progression from super rare to unique?
No.
5?
Yeah, literally not many at all, if any.
Regarding the use of classic cards in in-season competitions, the rule remains the same for the other rarities: 4 in-season cards, 1 classic. But for owners of classic unique cards, we're adding a new, very advantageous option: a second classic slot reserved for uniques. Here are the possible combinations for your in-season comp: 3 in-season super rares are unique, 1 classic unique, or 1 classic super rare, or 3 in-season super rare unique cards and 2 classic uniques. So it's just a classic unique if you like, you need the unique.
Yeah.
And don't forget, unique classic cards also unlock reward boosts. A lineup with 3 in-season super rare cards, 1 unique classic, and 1 super rare classic will receive a reward boost.
That's literally what they put on the top of the first one then, yeah? Like it's the same, you know what I'm saying? Like here are the possible combinations, and then it says 3 in season.
Yeah. But,
you know
the lineup with 2 uniques will get an even bigger boost.
Got you. Instead of the super rare, okay.
If you choose to field unique cards in-season and classic competitions, you will receive a reward boost. The more unique cards you play, the higher the boost to your rewards. Exact details on rewards and boost percentages will be revealed in July. All cards start on an equal footing in terms of scoring bonuses and gameplay. You can only play super rare if you wish, but you can also include unique cards for boosted rewards. Even a single unique card in your comp gives you an advantage. No need to have a full unique team. You can build your collection at your own pace. So it gives you an advantage in terms of how much you win, but not whether
not
you
on the leaderboard, right? Like there's no advantage to that. They literally just said it. Yeah.
Other than probably being less powerful because it doesn't have collection bonus.
Right, yeah.
But
it's SO7. Look on the graphic. It says classic SO7. So like in-season super unique is SO5, it seems.
But this
says,
be
right?
Here are the combinations for in-season. Yeah, you're right.
So classic, just keep it 5. I know it's, I don't know.
I feel really bad because I've avoided the chat for so long, but I'll get back to it. This new approach allows for more interesting prize pools with great cash prizes to be won in-season, as well as essence. In both in-season and classic comps, you can earn super rare and unique essence, allowing you to gradually build your in-season collection in these rarities. Even if you only play super rare, you can earn unique essence to craft your very first in-season unique card. Oh my God.
So they've just annihilated unique, basically, it feels like. If you can play super
rare. It depends how much more you can win.
Right, yeah. Okay,
like I'm guessing if you like if the boost is like you win double, if you use 5 uniques, you win double, like maybe it becomes. But as somebody who has like, I'm picturing playing super rare, like playing my super rares, grinding, finally getting to the point where I have enough essence to get an in-season craft a card, and I get a unique that is worthless. That is a tier 5
You're
unique
never going to play him.
that I'll never play.
Yeah.
This like upselling of unique is just of essence drives me nuts. All right, here's a quick overview. Competition structure. This remains the same as described in the main blog. In-season comps will include Prem, La Liga, Bundesliga. Permanent classic comps will be All-Star, U23, and Champ, all SO7. Oh yeah, there you go. No divisions. Single leaderboard. Attractive prize pool that we don't know about. 3 entries with an ability to unlock a 4th. Arena will also be available for super rare cards, and you can even use your unique cards there if you wish. But Arena rewards are not boosted by uniques.
Okay.
The new comp bonuses will also apply to this fused rarity in all permanent. Comp bonuses will also apply to this fused rarity in all permanent competitions. Okay. Ceiling will be available for both. You'll be able to boost your rewards on the leaderboard with the ceiling bonus and the in-season unique boost. If you have a ceiling boost for super rare and unique, the impact will be determined by the number of super rare and unique cards in your comp.
What?
If you have a ceiling boost. Oh, so like the super rare, like your reward will only be based on like how many super rares you have in your lineup will determine, I'm sorry, your ceiling boost, meaning like your ceiling percentage for the super rare will only apply to how many super rares you have in the lineup.
Oh, okay.
Not to the entire lineup, I think. No beat the game. Okay. That's to ensure more managers are rewarded each week, which seems like the opposite. All of these changes are based on your feedback and how you play.
Are they though?
We listened, and Sorare 26 offers updates designed to make the super rare and unique experience more competitive, strategic, and rewarding. I don't know if anybody. I mean, I don't know because I didn't talk to them, but I'm wondering how many people were like, you should combine super rare and unique.
I just can't believe how many like ceiling boost, competition boost, this boost, that boost. And then it's like, well, none of us know the prize pool. So you're saying the word boost like 1 billion times, but what does that equate to? And 2, like having SO7 in, I mean, even in classic and rare and limited, never mind super and unique, like it's just asking for DMP disaster, I think. Like it's already a problem. And I'm not saying everyone's for late swap or everyone's for, whatever the fix is to this thing. But that is the biggest issue with this game right now for me, is just the fact that DMPs just ruin a lot of fun. And now they're making it 50% harder to avoid them, basically, by adding 2 more cards.
And you said, oh, it's super rare pro now. All right, I'm trying to scroll back so that we can cover everybody's question. All right. Or everybody's comments. Is this the update? Yes, Ryan, that was the update. Nando's 26 update. All right, let's see. Where update is out. Somebody bought Dan a brush. Goose J said exclusive rewards proceeds to show XP level ups. All right, contender in the mud.
I mean, it's
SoCoin's in the reward box. How about that? Somebody did mention it, and I'll get to that. Cap 260 with a 7-player lineup.
That can't be right, can it?
Can't be right?
No chance. That has to be just for the in-season stuff and arena. It's got to be right. Or maybe not arena, actually. Yeah. Arena is capped, isn't it? Yeah.
For now. But they said they would do different ones. Okay. Anion said that reward boxes are going to have Bitcoin in them. Okay. Andreas read the German one about 20
minutes ago.
Oh my God.
The notification on Sorare saying
that it's out?
Yeah.
Okay. See, we're ahead of the game. Dan said it's huge that 4+1's being retained. I was not going to buy new teams if I couldn't use all the goalkeepers I've accumulated. That's fair.
Yeah. That part's fine, right? But what people will miss is the fact that, streaks being 4-on-1 now seems all dandelions and daisies, but the actual leaderboard cash will be eradicated. you know, your $3,000 for champion season D1 like we had last season isn't going to be $3,000 for first. I can just tell you that for free. It's going to be like 1,000 or whatever it's going to be, but it's not going to be the same, and it's definitely not going to be more because obviously we've got streaks. Which I'm not against streaks. I'm just sort of pre-warning. It's going to dilute the actual leaderboard cashing in season that you had, or we all had last season. You know.
Yeah.
Like it did in MLS.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what it is yet.
We don't, but
um,
I'm just not so much confused. I'm just like if you ask me what was the one thing that made you like a wow moment in a positive way, I genuinely couldn't give you one. I'm not saying it's all negative. I just can't think of one thing that I'm like, oh man, that's going to be so sick. I genuinely can't think of one thing.
Ben said I've gone from being able to submit 23 classic lineups to 9.
Plus arena, but yeah.
Plus arena, which is only SO5. I'm trying to think of, what was in this that I was just like, oh, that's great. And I don't know.
Harry Jr. is coming in.
Let's go. There he is.
Right, what do you think about the update? You happy with that? No.
He's like, I bought all these uniques and now I have to play against Super Rare.
He looked away. He's not happy.
DNP Donkey said the Laird patronizing blog reading voice always cracks me up. It's not patronizing at all. I was trying to perform here. Radio silence on DNPs. Not from Harry. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to catch up here.
I love how all the important stuff is all July, basically. You know? Like all the numbers. You happy about it?
Said, I can't see how this helps Classic. I play only Champion, and now instead of possible 12 lineups, I can field just 3. Maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
And the rest of my Champion cards I have to field against Contender, which that part is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Laird should volunteer at the library reading kids' books at least once a week, 10 of 10 narration. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate that. And honestly, Go Dog Go, I'm very good at.
You can play your cards down unlimited. sorry.
Kenny said, this Cook's Classic. Really, what chance have you got when the goalposts move over 6 months in a dramatic way? This doesn't help Classic at all. I mean, so Prem Classic is gone. Yes, it seems that way.
I mean, I'll be honest, I never really got into all of them. So like from a bias perspective, I was never like a classic Bundesliga, La Liga Prem player. I used to play bits of the in-seasons, but even then it was champ. I've always been a fan of, just like the combination of the tournament. So, but I know a lot of people did. A lot of people liked the single league comps. There was a lot of fun to be had there from a classic perspective. Never mind in season. So I get it. Like that part is a bit like, wow, hang on a minute. Like we're all in champ or we're all in all-star now. Yeah. That's
I mean, I played champ this past season in season. And I was like thinking of playing champ classic, which obviously like that doesn't change. Yeah. Except that I was comfortable playing champ, knowing that people were able to play their Prem cards in Prem Bundesliga, and like it kind of waters it down, which now like is not watered at all. How does removing competition specific classics and putting it together in a champ make it less competitive? That's
like every Kimmich is in classic champ apart from in season, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like there's none in
all-star.
Okay. You don't think it will be, do you? No.
What about Contender Classic for Norway, Argentina, Japan, and South Korea? I think it's dead. And Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Dan said, to be honest, I'm really happy if Classic helps you farm essence, if the crafting is viable. Using old cards to make new ones is what I bought into last season. Yeah. So basically all Prem is against Celtic, Bayern, PSV stacks. No, just Bayern. I mean, you can, or you play them in All-Star, I guess. I think removing Contender completely might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. I wonder how many people actually think that.
So like Celtic cards now, where they just go into All-Star, right?
Fabian said much less options to play Classic without Bundesliga, La Liga, and Prem. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Having to run EPL teams versus PSG and Bayern really devalues the Premier League license.
The issue is, like, you just don't need that many cards anymore. Like, you need 3 champ keepers to play Classic, yeah? You could have another 3 in season if you wanted to play 4 outfielders, but, like, there's just way less need for goalies. Never mind SO7.
You need goalies for Arena.
No, Laird, come on.
Harry, it really feels like like that's what they expect everyone to do.
But that's someone said in the chat, like, that don't let him fool you into gaslighting and thinking that that's an equal. It's not. We're playing against each other. It's like go let the animals fight against each other there, and we'll just watch from the fucking VIP. That's what basically that means, because we haven't got no stake in it. They don't have to put anything up, really, with the essence thing. I know there's cash arenas apparently coming. Like, I get it, but if we're talking like 10 of us in a room, we all put 10 essence in, and they take a rake as well. Like, there's no downside for Sorare at all. And I think it's an amazing competition, like how they've come up with that. I think playing against 10 people is way better than playing against thousands, right? For the most part. But at the same time, like, you can't then feed that to us and go, okay, well, that's the equivalent to what you had before with Prem Classic, Bundesliga, or, wherever. That's where I'm a bit like.
So, I mean, it sounds like they'll have Prem arenas.
Right, but you're still not getting in for free, though, are you?
No. So Sora's grand plan to fix Classic was basically to smother it with a pillow. Checks out. Nicholas said, it feels now that 07 that only people being here for a while will actually be able to have a competitive lineup in Classic, but for sure it's decent news for the Classic market. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guys, you can just say it. The update is honking for Classic specifically, and it was supposed to be the other way around. So I'm going to pull a Sean here. And I think it's premature to say that the arena being a solution is bad without knowing how much more we could win.
Fine. And I'm sure there'll be arenas where, like, you just play with 1 essence, right? And you can win 1,000. Like, there's going to be like jackpot ones where you play against 100, I don't know, whatever, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
There's going to be variations for sure. Like, I don't think we should just label and go arena is bad because it's not Prem Classic or whatever we had before. But again, just give us the information and just give us the whole picture, and we can then decide. Yeah.
Haggett said in season remains the same though, does it not, in terms of the regions? So yeah, I guess contender in season continues
for now. Well, no.
Like, I think it's a great question. A new era. That's a great question. Like, do challenger and contender in season continue forever?
I don't think so. Well, actually, I don't know.
Like, they're adding more in like league specific comps.
They just mentioned champ ones in MLS.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I think the word challenger and contender.
This clearly says the classic mode is reimagined with new ways to play, while in season evolves with its own distinct competition structure. That's I feel like a very big part that we missed.
Mm-hmm.
LH said, I just heard Quinny and McBride internally scream. I I assume that means good. Like, I imagine McBride's quite happy to play his Celtics stacks in All-Star to win whatever you can win.
Sean just tweeted us 18 seconds ago saying he was sad he's not here.
Same. Let's see. Arena doesn't do enough to replace all these lost classic lineups. Do you think they'll have like no entry arenas?
Maybe, but I worry what the prizes would be.
They love arena as it costs them nothing in terms of rewards.
Well, the non-cash ones.
Right. The way you get rid of classic cards is vaulting them, giving you a slight boost. Okay, let's see here. Josh said, if Arena is free to play, fine, but I win fuck all essence half the time, so I'm not spending it on that, am I? Maybe.
Andrea says they will have all the same comps in season plus additional ones likely, maybe a League on standalone.
I feel like leaving Classic exactly as it was and making Arena permanent would have been fine. I actually don't think that would have solved it. I'm a diehard Sorare fan, but I can't lie, this completely saps me wanting to play the game. Maybe they will add some other small leagues, but Challenger, Contender gone, and Classic is a sign. I doubt. I don't know. They did say more licenses, but again, I think that's League on, and cheapest Legend is already $7. That's why leaking is dangerous. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm still just trying to catch up.
I just can't wait for there's going to be like Discord replies that are really important. Like people will ask a question and then like we're not going to really find out about it unless we're in that Discord or something.
Halligan is on team. Why didn't they say anything about DNPs?
It's like they're allergic to it. The word wasn't even in there, or the abbreviation wasn't even in there once. It's a bit strange. Like, Nicholas has banged on about it on Twitter and nothing.
Behab, I'm not ready to say the uniques got obliterated, because if the prizes are like exponentially better if you use unique cards, then maybe it doesn't. But I also don't know like what the percentages are, like the collection bonuses and stuff like that are on uniques.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine like Behab plays the Sounders uniques. Like
it'd be fine. MLS not changing. Yeah, I think they do.
They do.
Yeah. But like that's not being touched anyway. So MLS uniques are fine for till the end of the season. Like in season 1,
So Juju, 5 cards all face down. You pick one, it's Brad Guzan. The others are shown to you afterwards, and you see Mbappe, Bellingham, Kimmich, and Yamal.
That's going to happen all the time as well.
In fairness, amazing. Like I said before, that's great content.
I know, yeah. I like it.
Hanyon said, I feel like no Prem Classic is a big downgrade for most Prem cards because it's the most balanced league. Such disrespect to Major League Soccer, the actual true balanced league.
I know.
Liam said, don't tell anyone, but I secretly like the face down choice thing. And let's be honest, content creators will be wetting themselves over that. See, there we go.
Soaking, Liam.
Pranksy is very unhappy. Tiago, what do you mean by my Argentina cards are now dust? I think we still don't know how I've read it, but I guess if like I have in-season Argentina cards. And it seemed like they might be getting rid of that, but maybe not.
Don't think Pranksy said anything on Twitter, unless he's live or something.
Pranksy just used the word rugged. Can't disagree with it. What a load crazy decisions, bonkers. Don Q said, I'm surprised they didn't touch upon the removal of Contender and Challenger at all. I agree with that. That seems like a weird thing to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Also, league-specific classic comps are gone. Yes, they are.
Yeah. I just don't see how you can go through the whole thing without... They didn't name the word Challenger or Contender once, right? Or maybe they did. No?
Let's see.
Feel like they said something.
Control F, Challenger, nothing. Contender, nothing.
Like, you can't just not mention 2 out of the 3 regions that that you've been running for the last however long. Like, champ, contender, chow, and 2 of them aren't even mentioned. That seems deliberate to me, but
it does seem weird to just not include it, though. How does this affect U23 Classic? It changes it to SO7.
Yeah. And you can't win cash, basically.
My Yamals and Pedris go to U23 now easily.
Yeah, what happens to, like...
DJ said, as an in-season player only, it feels like I didn't learn anything other than they decided to double down on 3 divisions and limited.
Did they even mention that? They might have. But...
Yeah. I don't need my champ keepers when contender keepers are $2 and do the same. Well, you can't play contender keepers in champ.
No, but that's my point. Like, you only need 3 of them, basically. Like, where you could have needed 12 before.
Josh said I've got like 9 prem keepers. Again, I'm let me catch up, but I feel like, sorry. So we have to spend essence to enter comps, to craft cards, and then to reveal the cards. Yeah. Spend all your money on in-season cards for contender to then have nowhere to play them the next season. Let's go. You can play them in All-Star. Yeah. Sorry, maybe we get J-League in season or 2 Bundesliga. I doubt it. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of making the point that like they're still selling in season contender cards, so they have to have like in season contender option.
Yeah.
Andreas said they'll have the same comps in season plus additional ones, likely maybe league on standalone. I think you read that one earlier. Agent Cooper said specific arena competitions would solve my problem of now having way too many La Liga, Bundesliga, and Prem rare cards. However, I have no essence for the upcoming game week, and I can't enter the arena.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're always dependent on that. So like, it's a conundrum now, isn't it? What do you want to do? Do you want to play 10 arenas this weekend, or do you want to craft the card? You know, where before essence was purely used, obviously, for crafting cards. Now you have that conundrum of, what do I do? Do I keep saving for a bigger pool? But that doesn't. It's a flat fee now, right? Laird, is that correct? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still just scrolling through. Sorry, you can.
Agent Cooper just made an interesting point. It's pretty recent, so you might not be there yet, but yeah.
This is SO7, but only your top 5 count.
I mean, that does help for sure, like for DMPs. But yeah, I like the idea.
Behab said unique cards are like 5 to 10x the cost of super rares. Even boosted rewards up to 2x is still a downgrade in rewards. Not to mention the downgrade in appeal for any reselling of cards. That's fair. I don't like. I'm so disconnected from unique that. Jess said they're going to start selling essence.
I don't know. What do you think on that?
If the boost is 20% more, 20% per card, that makes it a unique card only 20% more valuable than a super rare.
Yeah.
There was a comment. So what I was going to say before is I think there is just a tremendous push to the arena.
Yeah.
And like, it seems like the arena is their solution for classic cards. And Lord Echo said, why remove contender and challenger and classic? Which problem does it solve? Okay. And I think the problem it solves is basically all those rewards go to something else. But I'm not even sure where they go. Like, where do you win contender cards?
All-Star.
All-Star, right?
It's just going to be like a massive fat all-star pool, right? Like Quinny mentioned it earlier on his stream. Like, you've got the ability maybe now to have like, I don't know, 35 stars to be won every weekend in all-star. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but like when 28 of them are from contender, that doesn't.
Right. Yeah, but then
like contender stars are not all-star stars.
No, yeah, that'll be what's interesting now, isn't it? It's like, how do you price the good contender, like the best contender cards? Because like Champ is still going to have like the most expensive cards because you can play them in Champ, you can play them in all three. But for the contender and challenger leagues, how expensive do those cards even go? Really, because the only purpose of them, okay, for in season it's different because it's you win cash, but but like the classic versions. Because you can technically win, you can win. We're back to being able to win Jude with, we're back. Like we've done
We're still fucking back.
Yeah, we're so back. Like
we're not really. Just to be clear, this is not. I don't know. I don't know what the point of getting rid of Challenger and Contender Classic was.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about those competitions that made them not worth continuing, but Champ was?
Well, they need, they realize Champ cards obviously go. We all know that they go for more. So, why not give them their own little pour? Because maybe they think, like, otherwise you're in a closed loop. Then aren't you for Classic? As in, like, say if you do have Challenger and Contender, you can only win Challenger and Contender in season cards, which is fine, which we had last year. But maybe they think people will want to, buy Classic, Contender, and Challenger cards, to win in-season Champ and like, progress themselves through the game that way if they see that as progression. Like as Champ in season being the end-all be-all.
Sorry, Josh said the change somehow hurts both super and unique users. I'd like to know what users they asked of this change. Combining the two is like, if you gave me 1,000 things, like if you were like, give me 1,000 ways that you could do something, combining them, I don't think would ever have gotten.
And this is why I say though, Sorare always come out, and sometimes they're really cool things like the arena, for example, but they always seem to come out with things that like I've never heard in the Sorare sphere, and I'm like as tapped in as you can be, myself and you to just everything, Discords and just any idea. I've never heard that one, and that's not to say there's other ideas I've not heard that are good, because like arena was one for sure.
Andrea said it's crazy to make the announcement for Unique and Super Rare without having any of the relevant numbers, which is the entire premise of why it could be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're in the position that they need to justify their decisions. Like they've never done that. Like we always ask, but like they never actually. James said, I'm still not 100% sure what this game will look like in August. Maybe just me, but I found this update more confusing than exciting, missing updates on a lot of things, which I'm like, this is the point where I'm like, I'm glad Sean's not here because he would have said for the 1,000th time, like, none of this matters without the prize pool.
Mm-hmm. I agree that when I first sort of downloaded it all, I felt a bit confused and just like a bit blurred. I just don't know what I've really digested really, other than the word boost, and like boost is just the buzzword. Yeah, an arena.
Yeah. Dobsy saying what if they could combine Challenger and Contender Classic? I think they just want to fuck off with it completely.
Mm-hmm. I think they just want a big fat juicy all-star, it seems like.
Yeah. Harry, do you play arena consistently?
I've never really carried a big essence balance. I'm like, I always rip the tier 5. So I've been playing it, but I'm not like a multi-arena guy where I've got like, even 2+ lineups. I think I had one rare one on the weekend. I finished second. So yeah, I've been doing okay, but I'm not like smashing all my like loads of arena lineups. I don't have the essence to do it. So no.
I have the essence and I don't do it. Lord Echo said, I'll win so many cards that I don't want now with the combined prize pool. Yeah, like if you just play Prem, like you want Prem
rewards.
We've
gone back to like just a massive prize pool of cards from anywhere, basically being like the main place to play. Like All-Star used to be, didn't it, when you had like 50 places with cash in All-Star? I remember those days. And cards, obviously, where now we're like back to that without the cash, effectively. Whereas for a bit we were like condensed into Prem Classic, condensed into Prem Bundesliga, and you could really pinpoint the card you wanted to play and win. That feels now very blurred, doesn't it? With 3 places to play, basically.
Cooper said, it sounds like Barco in Russia, Vonnetzek, and the Celtic Smashers are no better to own than a Tier 1 Champ Euro Classic cards, annoying as they have the licenses for Prem, Bundesliga, and La Liga. I mean, you can't... Yes, you can win Champ cards with Barco, but it's easier with Champ cards. Like, you still can play Champ.
And the Champ Tier 1 Classic that Agent Cooper's referring to can be played in season Champ quite well, know. So I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but I understand, the premise of it for sure.
So this is a great point from Nicola that I hadn't thought about. It says, if you win is the big word. If you buy uniques, also you buy uniques, so you only play against a few people.
Right.
And now you have to play against everyone who plays super rare also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin said, it seems like they took the wrong stuff from soccer and put it into MLB this year. Now they're taking the wrong feedback from MLB and bringing it to soccer.
Feels a little rushed, if I'm being honest. That's the way I understand it.
And Yamal's, I assume Yamal has like a couple uniques, but like, yeah, if you played unique under 23, it's like, oh, you played against 2 Yamals and now you're playing against 22 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the super rare ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny said, anyone else remember the stars will be stars as the reason to remove All-Star, basically?
Right. And we're going back on it, basically, I think.
Nicholas said, they keep saying we listen to the players. I really like to know who they talk to. Yeah, I don't...
No, you're not grabbing that.
I don't know. I think that there is nothing in here that is making me overly excited.
Yeah. Is that a bad thing, though?
I was going to say, I'm not sure I was expecting to be excited.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who has a lot of classic contender cards, I guess
not a terrible thing.
I guess I'm stealing them.
Yeah, I guess. Or you're playing them to win, or your Mal Super basically in All-Star.
In All-Star.
I don't know, like I said, I'm not overly negative about it all. I think it's missing a lot of buzzwords that have been used in the last month or so by Nicholas himself, like DMPs, and the word, challenger and contender doesn't even exist in the whole thing. There's a few bits I'm like, that should have been included, but at the same time, I'm not like super bummed out. I still feel like I'm in the unknown a lot of the time. Do I love the SO7 stuff? I mean, I get the purpose, but at the same time, it's not fixing. It's actually making the issue an issue we have on this game right now of DMPs, which I think is one of the bigger ones, even worse. Effectively, that's the big thing for me. So, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a real tough one right now.
Brad said, "I love that they call it Sorare 26, which sounds like a video game, by the way."
Yeah,
tipping us off to the fact that next year they're going to change the entire game all over again. And Cooper said, "No cash in Classic for podiums is also frustrating. I feel managers who had a lineup that absolutely popped in La Liga Division 1 deserve that reward. Now it's just essence, I'm guessing, if you win. Do you even get more? Like, who knows? Maybe you just get Yamal."
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting comment from Brad about calling it Sorare 26 to like play into that like game loop.
EA stuff, is it? Where like gives them license to basically 27 could be completely different. In 28,
I don't even mean it just like that, but it's like it fully stamps the fact that it's a 1-year game.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like, we have so much more exciting things for Sorare 27, and it's like, oh, I have to come back next year and buy the game again. Like it's literally a video game at this point.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. And it's tough for us to imagine it like that because we've been in the underground version, like for so long.
Right, because it was sold to us as the total opposite.
Yeah.
At least, us old folk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. There's not enough to know, is there, really? Because we just don't have numbers or anything. Like, we have the bones, but I don't think we have enough to give a genuine, like, real opinions on. We do have some bits that are, like, obvious. Like, we know that you can't play in Prem Classic. Like, we know things like that. But we don't know the ins and outs of prize pools, which, unfortunately, is the be-all or end-all on this game. That's just ultimately what people care about.
I mean, that's why we play.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like Sorare forgets that. Like, we play for the rewards. That's why we're here. We don't play because it's fun. We don't play because we think they're collectibles. We want to win stuff. We want to win good stuff. That's why we play.
Nothing mentioned about common. Not that it really matters, but like the common game wasn't even mentioned at all. Maybe it doesn't need to be, but
I'll continue to not mention it.
Yeah, you hate it. Not that I love it, but
I just toggled off common on my
Did you? Yeah, they brought that out, didn't they? Which is nice. Fair play.
I'm just selfishly trying to think of like how I will play. Oh yeah, I think the special event stuff is like, I hate that stuff personally.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. I don't like it at all, and I know that some people like it, and that's fine. And so we're using the whole like, we'll have stuff for the special things, and it's like, okay, I don't really care. I think they've put all of their eggs in the arena basket.
They really have, haven't they?
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, depending on rewards and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say this on stream yesterday, and I never like got around to it. For the most part, Sorare is now just a regular fantasy sports company. Like they have their jackpot prizes, they have their cash games, which is Arena. The NFT part of it is completely hidden from us. The collectible stuff is fairly non-existent as an actual collectible. It's not like like we know if we build collections that helps us in the game, but it's really just a standard fantasy game now, which is not a bad thing if you like fantasy football, but it's also like very different than what we're playing. But like, as soon as they announced the Arena, all I thought about was like back when I played DraftKings, it was like you spent, I don't even remember what it was, $10 to play their tournament where you could win $5,000, $10,000, or you spend $10 to win 18. And you could just do that over and over and over again. And there are going to be like, I would imagine if they make Arena a more attractive, like if you can win cash in Arena, I would guess that Sean would play significantly more. Obviously, it depends on how much cash you can win, but so I don't know what I don't know if the Arena part will always be like you need to use Essence to get in. Like if they had free arenas, like free entry arenas to win something, I'm sure people would probably play, because playing against having to beat 9 people is just a lot more, feels a lot easier than playing against 9,000 people.
Right.
That's all.
I think there will be free ones. I just worry for their prize validity.
Like the prizes that they
in the free versions of the arenas. Yeah. Even if they do have them, like they didn't mention them, did they really?
Yeah. Ryan said the Coliseum format is literally just paid entry DFS style with bells and whistles. Yeah, I agree. Which again, like, I get it. And I bought a card I only bought one, but I get it. I don't know. But like I said, now it is, just DFS at this point. Agent Cooper said, I wish U23 had a Champ Euro specific comp, and I still don't get why you don't do U23 in season. They'd make so much money on random U23 players that go on a heater at the beginning of the season. So to be honest, I don't think, the more I think of it, the less I think they would make a lot more on U23 with an in-season comp. Like the number of U23 players that go on a heater at the beginning of the season really isn't that high.
No, but like think about like where you play in your in-season like challenger and contender under 23 guys really. Like you're probably playing them in classic, realistically.
Yeah, probably.
You know, unless they're elite. So like,
John
what's the point
said
having them?
free arenas to win essence, and then you can use the essence for the big stuff. That makes sense to me. Like essence doesn't really cost them anything, as far as I know. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
maybe they'll have arena specific essence where like you can only use that essence to enter the arena. God, multi kind essence. This is where we are. Pico player said U23 in-season scoring would be a lot lower, hence players would feel they can win more often. I don't think it matters though. It's still again, the points needed to win doesn't matter. Or excuse me. It doesn't matter in terms of you just have to beat everybody else. It's not how many
multifaceted essence led.
There you go. Any update on Classic? Will we have like La Liga, Prem, Bundesliga? No, we won't. Gone. We'll surely get All-Star Essence now. Oh, arena tickets. There we go. Now we're talking. Yeah. I don't know. But I agree with what you said. I don't think there's anything in here that I'm like overly excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe fewer lineups is just better for me.
Yeah.
So what do we do with classic cards now? You seal them. Never to hear from them again.
And get boosted on rewards you'll never win.
So, yeah. What's 2x of 0? So the thing that I'm most interested about is so your sealing bonus is going to be based on the quality of cards that you seal.
Yeah.
Which means their tiers better be good.
Right. And can they change?
Right. Like, oh, I sealed this card when it was a tier 1 and now it's a tier 5. Does that yeah.
That's a dangerous game, I think, in a way.
Yeah. Fighting Nerds said, can we put Classic in Arena? Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it, basically. I would say. Oh, Marco Lady just joined.
1 hour and 53 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
At least you could like the stream. 207 people, Harry. How many likes do you think we have?
We're on 63. I think we're on over 100.
103.
Yeah.
Only half the people here. Just because you don't like the update doesn't mean you can't like the stream.
You know, half a hate watching us.
Will Arena next season be free or how much? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Mark, it is not RIP to U23, but you need 2 more cards per lineup now.
Yeah.
Everybody should be like Mark and like the stream.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did SO7 for Super though. For Classic.
Agreed.
And Uni. Feels overkill. Like it's not. They literally said it in the blog. We know the game doesn't work, you know, scaling wise from both, you know, limited and rare to super and unique. Yet you apply the new, you know, big thing. This going from 5 to 7 cards to all 4. It's like, why doesn't it apply? If there's 10 times 1,000 less, or 10 times or 100 less cards in the upper scarcities every player, you know, I just think, why are we doing the same way to play? That feels weird.
Server said, will we see vaulted Mbappe's and Kimmich's now? And we don't know.
I can't imagine.
Seems wild to me.
I can't imagine. Remember
the SO7, they said they haven't, not that they haven't decided yet, but they specifically were like, we'll let you know. But the graphic showed goalie, 2 defenders, 2 mids, a forward, and an extra.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn, you didn't miss anything. Just a regular day on Sorare.
Remember the days where like you'd see just, Trent's going for 7 ETH on a matrix change announcement. Not one Kimmich bought.
Pablo said, what do you think about goalkeeper prices? Maybe with SO7 they'll be lower. They could be, for sure.
Yeah. Does that mean outfielders are more expensive though?
1.4x the DNPs, yay.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a lot of missing pieces and some big pieces that we'll need to know, obviously, to really give a proper opinion, I think.
Justine said, hey, but we can celebrate the possibility of removing negative decisives for goalkeepers.
We're back.
Get in, we're back. Get those J League guys back to 1,000 pounds. Yeah, I literally think the biggest takeaway I took from all of this is how important Arena is going to be for everybody, and for specifically Sorare. And we don't have any specifics other than they'll have anytime entries, meaning you can submit before the game week starts or after, and it's unlimited. And that we might see like league specific ones.
One thing I'm just thinking about now, if we do have a fixed essence pull amount, and like you said, it's different in MLB, like it's 1,000 or whatever, like maybe arenas will just be a lot cheaper in comparison to what that pull is. I don't know. I'm just sort of guessing, right? Because now we're in our heads like, you can get a card for 20 essence or you can play 2 arenas. Like, will that ratio change in any way? That's what I'm a bit interested in. If arena does become this massive thing that they're, banking on saving Classic, basically, how does that look in relation to the essence pull?
Yeah.
That's something that's quite important, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agent Cooper said, Kimmich scares me for Champ, Euro Classic, and how tough it'll be. It makes me want the divisions to be capped. For example, you choose if you enter Division 1, 2, or 3 each game week, but only one division is uncapped. Well, you could cap yourself and then get a boost. Server said, should I cash in my 600 rare essence now? I was going to save it for late July. I have no idea, to be honest.
Pull it. Just rip it. Yeah.
The slight problem with Arena was the cost of entry, but was buying the cards. Now you need to pay essence to play in certain instances. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Most of us couldn't care about arenas, so give us classic comps as we used to. I think you're gonna care about Arena.
Yeah.
I will say it is funny to me that people are like, I would rather submit an all-star lineup against 9,000 other people to win most likely 6 essence, and I don't want to enter the arena to beat 9 people where I could win 20 essence.
Yeah. I don't think that's it won't sort of settle in until we see the numbers. But yeah, those all-star numbers are going to be, if you're going to have 3 lineups as well, maybe 4. We're talking like, I think it could be like 30,000 rare lineups. It could be
an all-star.
Think about it. Yeah, genuinely could be quite comfortably as well. I really think they could be.
Yeah,
and maybe more.
Like at some point, I think for Classic, they need to make Arena. And yes, obviously the ceiling is higher in All-Star, but I think they need to make Arena more attractive than a regular comp. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
That's how they solve everything. They make everybody want to play Arena.
Right. By pushing Arena, they aren't lowering the value of collections.
Abracadabra, yeah. By pushing Arena, aren't they lowering the value of collections and therefore risk to sell less of the countless DNP players? Unless they just decide, hey, collection bonus in Arena. No XP, but collection bonus.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? Because you don't get collection bonus in the Arena, right? Do you get any bonus? Wow. So level 20 card isn't the matter.
It's just worthless. Yeah. That's why I don't want it.
yeah, that just goes again. Yeah, like you said, if that's what they're going to push, then that's completely that's the problem. There's just too many contradictions, isn't it? That's the issue. It's hard to like come up with one thing that encapsulates the whole, the whole game. I think that's impossible. But there's only so many times you can contradict yourself effectively.
Agent Cooper said, isn't it just going to be a vicious cycle of winning essence in classic comps in order to enter the arena, in order to win more essence, in order to enter more arena lineups the following game week?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the idea is eventually you hit a golden arena, you get your 1,000 essence, and then you can craft a star. And that's
right.
Grinding it. Also, how many essence do we need until we can gamble in the new crafting system? We don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know. Can't wait for scores to be 800 plus. That'll be a great SO7. Like when everyone's like, "Oh my God, scores are so high."
Will we ever get to 1,000? Close, right? 120 or 130 times. Yeah.
Just Simplex said, sorry if this question is asked 1,000 times. So it seems there will be no in-season cards from all contender and challenger teams. I don't believe that is. I think there will be in-season contender and in-season challenger, but there will not be classic. If arena isn't free, or at least has some free element, it's going to be impossible to actually get into it unless they do a mass distribution of essence to a high percentage of entrants in the standard comps. Maybe they will do that. Like with energy in MLB, which they did not bring to football, every lineup wins some energy. So maybe they get to a point where every lineup wins some essence. Like literally 1 essence, 5 essence, let's call it. 5 even doesn't even seem necessary. I guess they could do 4. If you do 4 essence and you have 3 lineups, that means you're guaranteed to win enough essence each game week if you have 3 lineups to get an arena next game week. Yeah. Do you have a stream with the Sorare devs lined up? With the devs? I don't know what the devs would do. Tiago said, so my 575 limited cards are all classic and therefore useless next season beside All-Star and Arenas, which I don't play or like at all. No, if all of your classics are contender or challenger, then yes.
Yeah.
All-Star and Arenas are the only place to play them.
Yeah. And 1 in season.
And 1 in season.
Good boy. Good boy.
James said, I feel frustrated by the lack of clarity. I feel like it would have been better doing a full update in July, going to be stuck in limbo for a month. So that's something Sean would say as well. Mm-hmm. I actually think it's not that it's fine to do this, but like doing it all at once, including the reward pools, is just too much.
Yeah.
Allow us to have some sort of feedback on it, on the concept.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, rewards are out. It's already 2:00. I had no idea.
What did you win, Laird?
My Savage got leveled up. I don't think I won anything this game week, genuinely. 15 essence and 1,500 total XP. Let's go to the arena.
Rip it.
Yeah, I had close to nothing going on. Oh, it's the same thing. Anyway. Will the new All-Star mode have divisions? I don't think so. They certainly.
No, I think it will. It did. Remember, it definitely said the word divisions, and then it was like All-Star under 23.
Sean, it did and it didn't. Hold on, let me see what it said. Division. That's all permanent competitions in season and class. Oh, sorry. Managers will still be able to enter 3 lineups in each competition. All permanent competitions will continue with 3 divisions and limited and rare. That says continue, and All-Star doesn't have them now. So I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. Patrick won 100 common essence. Let's go. Oh, Thomas 200. Oh, we're just rolling in it. At least we have noticed now getting this mid-July would have been bad. Agreed. No news on Contender in season now. They're all playing right now, Norway, Argentina. There was no mention of Contender or Challenger, period. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Cooper said, this update puts me off buying in-season Prem, La Liga, and Bundesliga cards next season, knowing that they'll all go into only one comp the following season when they turn Classic. I mean, 2. All-Star. And Arena, 3. But I get it. I get it. Classic cards have arenas, U23, All-Star arenas, which he already said, multi-game week comps, specials, and special arenas, potentially for Contender and Challenger. There's potential for a lot of different places to play. Yeah, unless, who knows what the multi-game week comps look like.
Mm-hmm.
If you set lineups every week or you set once. Oh, not arenas twice? Or you were saying, all right. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But again, I think arenas are that's their thing. They're all in on arena.
Yeah. We don't even have arena for the next. Well, they really matter. So I don't think we have arena for the next game week outside of the Coliseum and like the paid one, right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Christoph, PSU Fans 2 is traveling for work and was unable to join us today.
Mm-hmm.
He was invited.
Yeah. It'll be good for the July one. I don't know if you'd be much. No, you wouldn't be much use for this one, but you would have just shot on it basically.
Yeah. Yep. The only thing I would consider that I would like to hear his reaction on, which I probably know what it is the combination of super rare and unique.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would have been quite fun.
Yeah.
Should we ask him to send in a live reaction?
Live, yeah.
Live feed from PSU Fan Towers. Wherever he is.
I could probably do it actually.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sure he's given us his opinion on some sort of Discord.
Do you think Arena is named after Bruce?
Okay, I've got it. Uniques get the biggest dick anything's ever got. Sorry to expose you, PSU, but that word for word.
That sounds like him.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are our reactions to today's Sorare 26 announcement. There will be more again in July, early July, they said. Actually, I don't know if they said early July for the prize pools. Although the season starts late July, so maybe it will be. So yeah, I think that's all we have for the live reactions. I'm sure Harry and I will then now disperse into our Discords to see what everybody else is thinking, although there are a lot of people in the live chat who are in there as well. So, but yeah, we'll see what else we have to say. So yeah, thank you to everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Head over to Harry's YouTube channel, become a member over there. And for everybody who loves the arena and waiting around for prize pools, join patreon.com/Andrew M. Laird. Support all of the content we're doing. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Please make sure you get outside.